blacks and Latinos. More than a dozen people have been killed in just one small neighborhood near downtown. John SCHWADA takes a look in this Fox 11 investigation.
These women are grieving at the shooting scene of Jose Maldonado, a 14-year-old honor student at Jefferson High School. He was gunned down by African-American gangbangers while riding his bike a block from his home. The killers later return. In a second attack, calculated to terrorize, they shoot at Maldonado family members and friends as they mourn Jose's death. Months later, the family is still grieving, remembering Jose's birthday at his gravesite. The Maldonado tragedy, part of a troubling trend of escalating interracial violence between blacks and Latinos. Fox 11 News has learned it's erupting along Central Avenue, virtually in the shadow of LA City Hall and downtown skyscrapers. In recent months, more than a dozen killed, many more injured. To be sure, the interracial violence does involve feuds between black and Latino gangs over drugs and turf. But now some see a dramatic and ugly shift when the gangs deliberately target innocent victims of the opposite race, like Maldonado and others. It indicates that the gang violence is being fueled by racial hatred and fears about demographic change.
I don't know why this black boy hated my son so much.
The mother of one Central Avenue victim can't make sense of her son's murder. Some blacks from the neighborhood say the trouble starts with Latino gangbangers.
These are innocent black folks sitting out here outside their stores, outside their home, just being targeted.
Targeted by who?
Latin Americans, Mexican Americans.
For the most part, the interracial violence in this part of town has been a silent killer, unnoticed by the media, nor have city officials done much about it. The police won't talk about it openly, but their sworn statements in criminal cases bluntly tell the story. Quote, "There's currently a gang war. Black and Hispanic gangs are going at it every day." During the past 6 months, there has been a feud between the East Side Trece and the Roland 20 and 30 blood gangs. Fox 11 News has also learned that police now believe last year's most spectacular gang shooting was part of this violent pattern along Central Avenue. On June 30th at 49th Street and Central Avenue, 2 African Americans armed with AK-47 assault rifles gunned down 4 Latinos in broad daylight. Almost 40 shots were fired at point-blank range. 3 were killed, including a 10-year-old. The family of SERGIO MARCIAL was targeted.
Do you have any idea why anybody did it?
No motive, no nothing.
I mean, you and your family are not involved in gangs and...
Nothing.
Police say the Marcial triple homicide was a payback killing for another murder that happened 2 weeks earlier in this alley just off Central Avenue. The victim then was Itty Bitty, an African-American, a member of the local blood gang. His killers, according to police, East Side Treces, a Latino gang. Ever since Itty Bitty's death, these grim streets have been a killing field with innocent victims often caught in the crossfire. Police are plugging away, trying to track down suspects in these interracial attacks. This felony complaint names 23-year-old Alicia Merceron, girlfriend of a blood gang shot caller. She allegedly drove a getaway car like this one that police say was used in the triple murder at the Marcial home. Police also believe they know who the triggermen were, though no other arrests have been made. In a recent court hearing, Merceron's attorney blocked our camera's view of her. Outside court, we talked to Merceron's grandmother, the only person in court that day to support her.
All I know, she is not guilty, and she was home on the day of the what they say, the murders, and I've been worried ever since.
Police believe the 49th Street murders are directly connected to other interracial gang shootings in this troubled neighborhood, where families keep shrines to remember their fallen young. Police say Joel Leon was killed by African-American shooters. Police tests later showed their weapon was one of the AK-47s used 3 months earlier in the Marcial triple murder. Leon's mother acknowledges her son had strayed.
Sometimes there is nothing you can do, and the police do what they can do, but this is something that has no end.
Jose Maldonado's father is frustrated as he lists the victims.
All Latinos, young guys, and nobody do nothing. I asked to the police, hey, why you don't stop this guy? You know who's doing this problem.
Some say the LAPD is poorly prepared to deal with interracial gang conflict.
Most officers go out and simply look at individual crimes, and then beyond that, they don't see the dots connected to other crimes.
LAPD observer Connie Rice also says the LAPD, and City Hall for that matter, is reluctant to acknowledge racial conflict and openly confront it.
It can be dangerous to say that there's racial conflict when there isn't, but it can be even more dangerous to try and say that there is no racial conflict when that's exactly what's going on. You have to be able to understand when there are cross-racial torrents getting ready to collide.
The people at this gravesite will tell you the collision has already happened, taking their son and too many others. In Los Angeles, I'm John SCHWADA, Fox 11 News.